stream. There we go. We're live again, finally. I did get some rest yesterday, so we are very good to go today. Yeah, I actually just, why is YouTube error? Why? What's the error? YouTube is not really such open. They're receiving enough video. Why? It looks fine. Hold on. You know, everything's fine. But why? I don't know why it's giving me an error. But otherwise, we are good to go and to continue investigating this. Let's see. Did we even start investigating this last time, or did we just have it happen? It's the white sheet we used for the seance. It was placed on top of the cage. Kyo is the one who removed it.
Is this...
This cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque, and on the back, looks like there's a blood stain on it, right around the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric, which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth.
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. White sheet is what added. Statue. It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God? During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue was pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly...
Kyo said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. Huh? No, hold on. Hang on just a second. Let me pull up a calculator. That doesn't sound right. Maybe for 2 very short girls? 170... Oop. 75. That's 87 pounds. That is not the weight of 2 girls. That's like... I think... Isn't like 120 to 130 the average weight?
What?
What do you know about girls? Have you... Oh my god. What do you know about girls? Have you ever even touched a woman besides your mother? What?
I'm kidding.
Anyway.
Is this...
If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Oh, there's blood on the cage. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be... Please rest your forehead upon this stone marker I've placed there. It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work? Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon. Like this? Tenko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Marker stone. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Oh, wait. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You are concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course, quick deaths are my specialty. Oh, then that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Tenko's last moments have been added to the truth boat section of your monopad. This is the cage used in the seance.
is this...
It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
Okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Hey, look at this.
is this...
A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. This splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. What? My YouTube's broken. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then...
If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain this blood stain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but at the exact moment the cage was lifted? That is a possibility. It sounds incredibly complicated. How do you even pull that off? Or still the candles. What's that? There's a small opening in the corner of the room. It doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
is this...
Looks like there's space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. It looks like something dropped down there. What? Something dropped down
Got a
there?
minute?
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves?
Okay.
Right, let's do it. Okay, so we gotta check the candles and then talk to people. Candles hung on the wall. They're the only source of light in the open room. There are no windows in this room, so without the candles, it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? Alright, let's talk to the people that were there.
Hey!
Calm down.
Wait,
You don't need to yell.
But
like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Miko. Hebo. Can you talk in flashlight?
leave it to me.
Okay.
That cannot be.
Why did
I
this?
knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking.
But of course.
Of course, I'm shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned about that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
Oh, if we perform the cage trial again, summon Tenko's spirit this time.
This is stupid.
Cut the crap, just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True, it may be best to move past what happened, to know why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever, hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko, and after that I placed the white cloth over the cage, and then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog atop the cage. I forgot Kokichi was in here. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the Cage Child song. This seance should have been complete, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. That was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all of the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog statue. Next, I took off the white cloth. And then Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it, then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was in the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Yes, that is a problem.
I see, yes.
There's another problem.
How?
I don't care.
Perhaps.
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance is clearly a sham, Maki was never one to pull her punches. Alright. Kokichi, you have anything useful?
Oh, man.
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. Well, helpful as other.
No.
No, not necessarily.
Could it be...
So, do you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking moron!
There's no other possibility. Okay. It is true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she had already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark, I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may have been an important point in this case. Did we talk to Gonta?
Why? How can this be?
No, that's not really your fault, unless you killed them.
Stop it.
Cry later.
What?
Huh?
Because.
Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
Alright. Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize. Okay, that should be everyone.
Well.
Do these floorboards seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on. The floorboards aren't nailed down, they're just laying on top of cross pieces. That's what Gonta told me, and it's probably the reason why they're a little unstable. They've only been laid on top, that's why they're unstable.
Well.
Ah, hi! Welcome in. Oh, my chat's working! Oh! I'm glad. I had no idea whether or not it was actually working on screen. Although it's a little big, but I'll deal with that later. Hi! You know, I just want Gonta happy. That's the important thing.
Is this.
But if someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right?
Okay.
Yes, I suppose. Oh, have we? We did not look at the circle. Whoops. It's the magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was.
Oh dear.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well.
Was this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
What?
Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have performed many successful seances. Why, I even have spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. I want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki doesn't really beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
But.
In any case, with all of these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be in the... It should be written in the Caged Dog Village document.
Hey.
Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. Am I missing something? Can we look at the thing now? No, I've missed something. What did I miss? Do I need to look at the other candle too? Maybe. Talk to everyone. Did I miss something over here? Ah, found it. Ah, this floorboard is loose. And it's the one right under Tenko.
Why?
Why is this floorboard loose?
If I remember correctly.
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
But
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Okay, that sounds kind of important.
hey,
Maki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor?
By the way,
It seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
that's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kiba's light from up here, that should be fine.
okay.
Then I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Okay, got it. I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Then we carefully made our way through the hole under the floor. Why is there a second blood pool? That looks dry. This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move around pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Let's look around for
Well-
clues. It'd be pretty stupid if we found no clues after calling. I think we already have found some good clues.
Okay.
Yeah, it is dry. There's a bloodstain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
Hey,
Hey, the back of this floorboard has blood on it too.
Ah,
Did it? I need to escape. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tape. Yeah, you know. So far, aside, unless you count like the despair sickness, the first one was Celeste's killing 2 people. And I don't think she had a special motive for killing more than one. She wanted she wanted to escape, but I don't think she had a reason for 2 people besides complicating. And then the second one was the despair sickness, which I guess is an explanation. But this? I don't know. It's already got so much occult and cults stuff going on too. Who knows what's happening now?
what do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood splatter when she got killed?
that's true.
I wonder. We can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
But these bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason these bloodstains are dry. The only reason blood should be there is if that's where Angie died, but... Yeah, but she also killed, Taka, didn't she? I don't think that's very justified. Hang on. Where's my... Is it this button? No. Is it this one? I need to know something. Choose bullets. Yeah, no, there's a blood pool under her. So she had to still have been recently dead when she died there. I don't know how they did this. But we still gotta look at some stuff. Blood dripping from the gaps of the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Dripping. What? Oh, it is cut.
Ah,
That's true. Ah, look. Part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
That's true.
It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion is missing is about the same width, too. I mean, like, if you stepped on it, it would go up. But why cut it? Because it's clearly not like some trapdoor tripping thing. So why do this? And from what I can see of it,
That's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse. They could have used that. The question is why? Another cross piece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then
So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the cross piece supporting it has been cut. Culprit did this and why? Zoom out, let me look. So it's probably sitting over these two, right? Oh! Hi. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
The blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
is this...
This came from my research lab.
Huh?
It did?
Well,
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes. You can hide a sickle under your clothing? Is this the- this doesn't look like the short kind, though. Unless it's just a lot smaller than it looks. Anyway,
Well.
if she was attacked with this, she wouldn't have stand a chance. The blade is about you know, it's definitely not smaller than it looks. Oh no, if it's half a foot. No. Yes. 12 inches. That's like that long?
that's right.
So that would make the rest of it like this. Okay, I guess you could hide that under your clothes. And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab it with a 6-inch blade, well, that would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. But there's no hole. And it was completely dark. And as far as I know, they can't do like Mr. Fake Byakuya in the second game with night vision goggles. I haven't seen any of those in here. So then this only gets more confusing the more we find out. And her posture, but we know her posture. Her posture, I highly doubt her posture moved at all.
Hey,
Hey, if the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
That's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark? Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Neither of those is possible. Hold up. That's not what I wanted. Okay. We'll just have to get back up. Oh! Hi! I did not even notice that the first time. Some of the wood has corroded and is broken off, so you can see into the next room.
hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. It looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? We need to go look at that room. Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light, but without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here.
Nope.
Then they could have used a light like we're doing now.
Well.
True. Use the light to move around up to the floor? Is that possible? Well, the easiest way to find that out
Is that alright?
would just be to leave someone with a candle down here and then go turn off Mr. Flashlight upstairs. Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. Just to see if the light goes through the floorboards. After Maki and I cried out from under the floor, crawled. We put the floorboards back and returned to investigation.
By the way,
We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise?
Huh?
What do you mean?
because
If Angie and Tenko have different killers, then the blackened we need to vote for
You're
is
right.
the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay,
Yes, of course.
but
But this is bigger than the killing game for the sake of the two who died. I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way, but if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. I want to look at the room next to us. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Oh!
it's a lie.
Oh. Why would you do that? Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror?
Huh?
What are you doing? Are you okay?
Oh?
Sorry, I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what were you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. And then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
You stepped through a floorboard?
That's so mean.
Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kinda stepped through. What bad luck. The crosspiece was gone, does that mean...
Huh?
Oh, that is the worst timing. Let me go look at the other room.
Confidence, dreams. That's what the killing game is all about. Killing game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes. Baseball, soccer, mobile games, they're all nothing compared to the killing game. The killing game just can't be beat. Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds!
I guess time's up.
No.
Aw, man, it's because of you guys I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you going to check?
See?
I wanted to re-research the seance again, so I brought the document with me. But unfortunately,
Man.
I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Q perfectly reenact the seance as what was written in the document. He drew this magic circle in the exact ways in this picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools, too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial, so see you there. Are we gonna have to drag him over there? Oh, he's walking? Okay, good. Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi has been added to the truth bullet. on a pad. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? Well, we don't really have any idea who did it. Like, at all at this point. We barely have clues.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die? Okay. Will it let me? Please let me. I just want to look. It takes 30 seconds to glance into this room. You are unreasonably cruel. How do I get out of here? Let's see. Actually, I can just... Wait, go back? No. There. Look at all that time saved.
Oh dear.
It would appear we have all gathered, but it seems there are less and less.
Oh.
Really? Really? I wonder how that happened when two people died this time. Thanks for pointing that out.
Don't worry.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little bit smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, Gonta do his best to try to help. I'd want you to graduate from the super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaito?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Maki Roll sure does pack a punch.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers.
That being said, hoo-yah!
Unacceptable.
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
Rest in peace.
Atua, please. Please lend us your power.
But
It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
well, you know.
She shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua.
I also.
So what, really? So what? Robots can believe in God.
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean.
Got a minute?
How long are you gonna say that for? Atua and ghosts don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time is gonna be rough. We're caught in Monokuma's trap.
Huh?
His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to... Yeah, that's the reason.
Oh, right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so
Shuichi, say something.
Huh?
What should I say? Here we go. Again. As usual, we walked towards the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard, we descended. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell faster and faster downward into black. Why did chat disconnect? Successfully connected, okay. The doors parted slowly, the light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it...
Uh-oh.
As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth,
Now then,
let's hurry up and get this started.
extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. The third class trial is about to begin. Angie Onaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then Tenko... you're the one with the last name I have no idea how to pronounce. That's right. The Ultimate Aikido Master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. Oh god, there's only 2 left on here. Was it 1 person? Okay, this panel's still got everyone. Or 2 different people. Yikes. We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Let's see how long it takes me to have to look up how to do something. Save. Ooh, it's the last time we can save before we have to start rewriting stuff. Alright, let's figure out our skills. What do we currently have? Oh, we have like 46. Okay. But do we have enough things to buy? We have 7. Okay. We have you already, I think. Yeah, these are outdated. What are you? Instantly silences loud voices effective during mass panic debates. I mean, maybe. Just a peek. The entire screen will light up more frequently. Oh, that would be also very helpful. Yeah, we'll survive without that. Removes the time penalty for breaking an unerasable piece effective during imagination of that. I don't remember what that one does. The tension gauge will increase at a faster rate, effective during argument armament. Okay. So what do we want to go with? Maybe we just keep what we have and save for the next one? Because I think what we currently have works pretty good. And I don't think we have any purchased currently that aren't, in our thing. I wish you could sort by owned. Okay. So then, let's begin. In session.
Ahem! Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy.
Yep, we've heard this.
Also, refusing to vote
3
will
times now.
result in your death. So you better vote for someone.
Yeah, we know.
Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
Disruptions.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it?
Oh,
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
I don't know. I think it's more so just adjusting. I bet if we compared it, it'd be the same. You just get used to it.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Oh, it definitely is. There's not a ghost murderer.
What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. That's possible too. Oh god, what am I doing? Monokuma effigies Necronomicon?
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
No.
They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No.
No! So,
Message
ritual
retracted,
did work?
what?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes. Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
Please, stop it!
Oh, they're yelling at me. This isn't about reviving the dead. I have to focus about their statements. I know the ritual didn't succeed, and there should be evidence to support that.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No! So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back.
I forgot which button
Yes.
skips.
Rantaro was resurrected.
It's escape.
Mommy! Please, stop it!
I'm trying to figure out where to say it.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. Life classmates!
No! So, ritual did work?
Okay, found it.
That's wrong!
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us,
Mm-hmm.
you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
Oh, yeah. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
There we go.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
You're right, Kaito. Don't worry.
Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand!
What?
Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you
Did I
talking
really?
about?
I
There's no
didn't
way that's
even
possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
It's not.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Aren't you robots?
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
The closest to resurrecting the dead would be like another robot. And we already have. Oh, I get it. And we already have a robot. We don't need a second robot. They wouldn't give us a second robot. Right?
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it? Step aside, Half-Pint. I'll handle this.
And what will you do, Mio?
I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Really?
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, Creepshow. I already know what happened.
Yeah? Non-stop debate. Here we go. What do we got?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Uh-huh.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
Yes,
but anyone
it,
could have taken
yeah,
that katana, you
yeah. It's open.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie!
No, he didn't do
Booyah!
that.
I'm a fucking genius!
Hold on. I need to... Angie had herself alive. Since yesterday she not alone. Student council members. She said broken, so I don't think that counts.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
I go cookie cheese.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, but anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the
They
only
sound
one
so
who killed Kyo.
stupid
I did
when
not
you
care
fast
about some
forwarding.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Thank you. Here, not Angie, still it. What? No, she wouldn't. He's not student council, is he? I thought he... Yeah, no, he's not student council. What is she talking about? No, I'm right. Suichi's just too stupid to correct
The culprit used
her.
a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, suspicious.
But
anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie.
What?
Booyah!
Oh, this game just hates me, that's right.
The culprit used
Yeah, it's spacebar, okay.
and it was found in Kyo's research lab.
Yeah.
Which makes you, Kyo, suspicious.
But
anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Gotcha.
That's wrong! No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
I mean, that's gone.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it
But I
can't be
don't think-
Himiko.
yeah.
She was besties with
I was
Angie.
gonna say, I doubt it's Himiko.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Please don't say it like that. Make me
Yeah,
doubt
of course.
myself.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
Did we see any of them?
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Go on.
Whatevs. The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well,
We're like 5 minutes in.
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Poor Kibo.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
I don't think that one's necessary.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Are they gonna start talking over each other?
I'm not the culprit.
Not the culprit.
Oh, I hate this. Slow down.
Gonta is gentleman.
Surely there must be suspect.
Gentlemen not betray student council.
And do you have an
possible.
I forget how this works.
A death
Not just
be the culprit.
Just seeing if we open the door going to.
only student council members had access. I didn't know robots told such.
Gonta.
Is that a robophobic remark?
You're in my way, Kibo! There's several suspicious statements, but most obviously inconsistent with Kokichi's. Okay, so we need to
We
focus
must
in on
consider
Kokichi.
other possibilities.
Gentlemen not betray student council.
Yeah.
That's utterly impossible.
What is?
Not just anyone could open that door.
Mm-hmm.
Only student council members had access.
I heard it!
Found you! I could see a video of Gonta stabbing someone and be like, yeah.
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
just
real.
student
I
council
don't think
members
he
that could have
could.
opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab.
You
right?
opened the door.
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyholes on the lock. Okay, but genuinely, Lockpicking isn't that complicated. It's really not. If you just vaguely know the concept of lockpicking and shove enough needles into the lock and wiggle them around, eventually, if it's a bad lock, it will open, and don't ask how I know that.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Okay, well, now we know you didn't. There's no way you would just say that.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
Uh-huh.
The culprit was me, all along.
Go on. Keep talking.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Obviously.
Nah,
It always
no
is.
joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No.
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Ooh, certain.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
That's a good question.
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Yeah, can you imagine if everyone was just like, you know what? Sure. They vote him and everyone just dies. Oh my god. As funny as that would be.
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
I think I know how the culprit locked the
They
room.
used a different method.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
Give me the option, maybe I would.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The back door, I think.
That's it!
Yes.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
See, that picture looks different than the sliding
The
rock in
culprit
the crime
used a
scene.
certain tool.
Was? Give it. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, where's the katana at? Is it you? You look like a bat. Is that just Monokuma? That is a Monokuma. Can you imagine if someone killed someone with a Monokuma? That would be... Oh, there's something up here. Is this it? Is that not it? Oh, is that the sheep? Oh, they tricked me. That's cruel. Got it.
I see it! The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather
Right?
easily.
Wouldn't that just be so funny? They just... Because he's a robot, right?
That evidence
They just
rings a
hit
bell.
him, blunt force trauma, with
A
the
school
Monokuma.
bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right?
Yes.
But wait, how did they move it with a katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
It's
The
hanging,
clue
right?
that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all.
It's kind of creepy.
The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
Nope.
No,
That was not in the ritual.
nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Yes. A different purpose. What could it have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Oh, we're doing this. What's this, arrow keys or WASD? Arrow keys, and then... Okay. Can you break? I don't think so. Okay. Oh god. We're going too fast. Okay. I hate doing this. Oh, I missed. Okay, this one. Oh, we got it. We're trying to handle the sliding lock. The katana. We know what that is. It's the katana. Katana. Next question. Oh, my lane is okay. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. More lanes. Oh god, what is this? What was done to make the katana turn the lock? Take my options. I was stabbed into the effigy. That's probably the right one. Yeah. Next question. That's a lot of letters. one's probably effigy there. Something. Oh. Someone's effigy. I missed all that. Manipulated to make the katana affect the lock. Hows? How was? How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? This one, right? Yeah, okay.
It connects.
Because it makes sense. It's a really weird way to lock doors.
That's it. The reason the culprit
But it
stuck
does
the
make
katana
sense.
into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
You know, sometimes I wonder how long did they see him thinking while we're doing mini games?
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
Yes.
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
There we go, locked room mystery solved.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us.
Yeah, no, that's what makes sense to me. Just sits there staring at the wall, thinking. And they just have to accept it because he's the only one who's gonna have any idea how to figure this stuff out.
Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Oh, that's true. Because it
Which is
failed, you can
why
just
the
open the
culprit
door.
chose to strike at nighttime as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony.
I know it's way too early to be thinking about it, but I really want to know where that dried blood came from. Under the floor.
That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed.
Could he?
I don't want to completely ignore that possibility.
Since when is he quiet?
But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
A lie.
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Are you surprised?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth.
His voice
this
actor does
time,
such a good
right?
job for him.
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Mio, can you please stop talking?
Okay, I'll start right now.
No.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't
fuck
matter,
is this
since
game?
anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council.
Yeah, but would she?
Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
It is. It always has been.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
Oh, he has that?
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? I never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Alibis, preferably?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
It is.
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie.
Yeah, but if they're the same person, there'd be so many more clues available combined. if they're separate people, though. Could we keep blaming the wrong person? I still think we should talk about, Tenko's.
Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
I don't know about that.
Did you suggest that to waste our
It's
time?
not meaningless!
Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is... Death Curse!
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too!
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, even if this trial isn't for her. In order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional? Double checking. I wanna... Are we talking about Himiko changing the topic?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Right.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Fair enough. Who was there? Himiko, us, Kyo, and Kokichi. Which makes Himiko overlap.
Tancrotch!
The people who attended the seance.
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
No.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
You mean suspect.
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really...
Really?
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
I mean, you're right.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Oh no, Himiko, this isn't looking good. But like, he could totally just prepare stuff in that room after asking her to pick. Or, well, he didn't ask her specifically,
Also,
actually.
we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
That's technically true, yes. He must be referring to... What? The hole?
There!
Yes, okay. I was expecting from under the floor.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Which is...
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me.
It is?
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Uh-huh. Here we go. What do we got? Floorboards, flashlight, hole.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
Okay.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance!
Right.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second!
Poor Kibo. It's true that with a little light you can move around under the floor, but thinking with the... Yeah, I know what I need to do, but I don't know where to put it.
By crawling under the floor.
Yes, yes.
But it was pitch black.
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. Our villain had a light.
Light? You mean...
Kibo's flashlight function.
Use that function to get under the floor
Oh, no, 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 no. Let's. I think I need the one. The one.
They even
It wasn't dark. You see,
Here.
our villain had a light.
That's
Wrong! I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Yeah, definitely.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Do you have a night vision
Jeez,
function?
here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Ikibo? Most of us can't light up a room with our eyes. There's a lot of things you can do. They're super not strength, but
My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
now I noticed the intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
What?
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
Really?
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Yeah, no, not most
Then
people
why
can't
was
do that
floorboard under
literally.
Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
A, we would notice the glowing paint. B, stop referencing previous games.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
They're still doing it.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
That's what I want to know.
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
I might know how they did this. But that is a really weird way to kill someone.
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
Okay.
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
Funk.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she?
Yeah, the poor guy only got one
How
chapter.
could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
We saw her crawl under the cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Yes. Do we need a flashback for this? We've seen this in a flashback already.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
Mm-hmm.
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Not quite.
And she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
She literally could not have been.
Different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads. Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Bro, what? Here we go. What do we got? Iron cage, white sheet, dog statue.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Oh, that's dog statue.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
I doubt it.
Ooh, like that.
What?
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko real fast.
We would have noticed that.
So fast, no one saw.
I don't think anyone's capable of that.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Oh no.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
No.
There's no doubt!
Mew, please stop. Just stop.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
There, now we can shoot again.
And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
Go away.
What about moment Cage was lifted? When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko so fast, no one saw.
Who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
I don't think so.
There's no doubt!
Shut up. Okay. Dog statue, the one dog statue that was put on top of the iron cage, and see how the ways under. Sweet. Suichiko, Kichi, Kyo, and Himiko worked together to pull it up to remove from the cage. The sheet that was over the iron cage during the seance, it's very thick and cannot be seen through. There's blood on the back and the middle of the sheet, but there's no hole in the fabric. Oh, that makes things a lot more complicated. Yeah. Q was the one who placed the sheet over the cage and then removed it off of the cage. And the cage is 3 foot. But a person's probably about a foot. Or more, depending on their posture. That's why they want to know the posture. Let's see. killed. When the cage was opened. How are we gonna prove
When
that?
Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Because it's heavy?
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead.
When the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
No. Okay.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance. It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
Just
And she was dead.
When the cage was lifted. What about moment cage was lifted? When cage lifted, culprit stab Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
To the cage.
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no doubt.
this game sucks. I don't know.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
I think it got in my way.
She was under the cage the whole time.
I also still don't know what I'm trying to hit this.
What about moment cage was lifted? When cage lifted, culprit stab Tenko real fast.
You know, I think she's worse in fast forward.
So who lifted the cage?
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
Get out of my way.
There's
No. Ah. Why does it appear that big on your screen?
It wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other
Time. She was under the
cage the whole time.
No. Okay. I really don't know.
I was wrong!
Yeah, we're fine. I haven't even lost half the
It
heart.
wasn't during the seance. It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted. What about moment cage was lifted? When cage lifted, culprit stab Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw. So who lifted the cage?
Himiko is the culprit.
I was wrong!
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It had to be.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
No, it doesn't work either.
I was wrong!
When Tenko
Does
got
the white
killed,
sheet go to
it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage
I wish I
the whole
could
time.
fast forward
She was dead
faster.
when the cage was lifted. What about moment cage was lifted?
There we go. We got it! Yay!
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
Oh, that's right.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
I didn't even think about that. I feel so stupid.
If Tenko was stabbed in, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
I was just like, she was hidden from view, so it might be.
How could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
I'll just stop it.
The only possibility
Can I get a
is that
spray
Tenko was
bottle?
killed during
I need
the
a spray
seance.
Got to
bottle.
remodel
Except
right
she probably
here.
like that, so maybe never mind.
No,
Oh, great, now
it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
why? You think someone opened up, like, some time-traveling wormhole to drop her dead body in there or something? Because how does she go alive into the cage and come out dead?
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Well, I guess a brain made out of gold isn't gonna function, so yeah.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
So many clicks. Oh, because she was
The
crouching.
blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Gotcha.
I'll cut through your words. Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Oh my god. Kokichi.
Yeah, no worries.
No.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
Not necessarily.
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
That's assuming she was killed through the cage. If she was killed through the floor, with the loose floorboard that was displaced, then it's entirely possible to not pierce the cloth.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
How exactly did we decide that it's impossible to kill her through the floor? Because I don't remember that.
Yeah, for a living person.
Don't even start Kokichi.
Huh?
For Kaito.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Stop it.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Well, if there's gonna be a spirit anyway, it's
Stop
gonna
that
be
now.
a Danganronpa game.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
But we don't know. Which is
What
probably
if
why
Tenko
she
killed
didn't.
Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
You're right, Kaito.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Because it's not impossible.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done it!
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
Kaito. Kaito, no. That doesn't work.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Maki, please elaborate. You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
'Cause it's dark?
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time.
Why?
I think you know what I'm getting at.
I
right?
do not. Not in the least. The they she's referring to. Huh? What do you mean I'm supposed to know? I haven't the slightest idea what she's talking about. Whoa. The only person in the cage. Jesus, that's not what I want. I don't know. Decide. Are we dead?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
Oh my god, was I right?
What did you say?
What?
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
How does that work?
She committed suicide.
Why are we going down this path?
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance.
But why would she do that?
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Yes, it was.
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
You know what, Kokichi, you're right.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
But why?
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Why go to all that trouble if you want to kill yourself, is what I don't understand.
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you, Himiko.
There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Why would she kill herself? In some really weird way during a seance.
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself,
Thank you,
why
Kaito.
do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
But why?
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right?
To kill everyone?
It's to take us down with her.
Oh.
Take us down?
But why would she want to do that?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her.
That just does not feel like
Okay, well,
in
she
character.
probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
Then why not just kill Himiko?
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Yeah, remember all that?
What if all of that was just a lie?
Kokichi, you really just need to shut up now.
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
Yeah, thank you, Gonta. Yes, I agree.
True terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Shut up, Kyo.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
There you go.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Oh my god.
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tinko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tinko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was a suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. With non-stop debate. Okay. I communicate shot Tenko's last
So
one.
far,
But it's
suicide
definitely
seems to be the
this
best
then,
explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Right? Nah.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person. But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Okay. Caged. It's definitely not gonna be that. What's the other one?
She could have
Monokuma File 3. Oh, this is about Angie. Oh no, it's both. The back of her neck?
Secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
That's it?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Oh, I
Her
understand.
plan was to take us down with her.
So she hid her true intentions.
She could have secretly brought the sickle
Where's it at?
and then stabbed herself with it.
Not the stab.
With the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces.
Okay, I need to hit that first part, not the second. Okay. Let's get over there.
So she hid her true intentions. Finally, with the last
Of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor.
I was wrong!
So far, suicide seems to be the best.
Hold on. Does it not? But probably not enough to kill her immediately, I guess. Okay. So we do want the other
Explanation.
one.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Here we go.
so she hid her true intentions.
One more time.
Finally, with the last of her
Strength. She threw the sickle underneath the floor.
What?
Damn it!
But that's exactly what
So
we're.
far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Oh, shut up, Maki. What? It's probably Tenko's last moments to something, but there's not that many.
Her
reasons.
plan was to take us down with her.
No.
So she hid her true intentions.
It would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Do I need to
She
hit
threw
the
sickle
sickle
underneath
one?
the floor. All the pieces fit. So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation. Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, she could have the sickle.
No, it's wrong.
Damn it!
So far, suicide
But-
seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she...
It wouldn't be this. Right? It's down here. No, it can't be the caged child. So then...
He hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. She wouldn't have had the strength. Oh! I'm dumb. Okay. So we have to lie. About what? What do we need to lie about? Her last moments, probably? Are we gonna say she died instantly? To make them shut up? But like, not Maki argue with us?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Died instantly, yep. I'm sorry, that's not what I
was
meant to hit.
wrong!
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle.
No. Okay. So we need that to hit Kyo's, right?
And stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Got it.
I reveal
Finally.
the truth.
Perjury. Yikes.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Okay, Maki's not arguing with us. Might not have been instant, but she wouldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
What are you gonna do, Maki? Please back us up.
Maki.
Come sweat.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
Okay.
As an assassin, I specialize in
She's
killing
backing
my
us
targets
up.
swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
She doesn't need to apologize.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
The thunk.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
The thunk. Please let me say it. Not a bad idea. We should remember what. Please. I'm begging. Just give me the choice. Give me the multiple choice. Why a non-stop debate? It's a question.
Did anything seem
Sound.
out of the ordinary during the seance?
Yes.
There is something that bothers me. The seance failed.
I don't care.
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
I don't care.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song,
Yes.
I heard something fall.
Yes. What? Let me agree. Something falling. No. No, we heard it. It made it happen.
Oh no!
But it's agreeing.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There
Whatever.
is something that bothers me.
We hit was
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
About it. Singing the song, I heard something fall.
just. There we go.
I agree! Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
And then it continues.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard.
That was probably the floorboard.
What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong?
No, we heard it
thought
too.
Something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound like something hit the floorboards. I guess sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Yeah, F1. What's the question again? What caused the sound? Okay.
This is it!
Yeah, I thought so.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
could the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
And it's true there would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
Alright then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Another one! Yay!
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Possible.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
We would have noticed that.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I can't believe I
agree.
I also can't believe we're agreeing with Kokichi.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off.
Right.
After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What do they stand to gain? That's the question. Charlotte's getting to think carefully about the crosspiece and the floorboard. Hugo's body was at one. I was right, it does sit up for the other one. Crosspiece had been cut. So really, oh, I don't have a cursor. Oh, that's annoying. If the cage is here, don't mind the screen you can't see me pointing at, and they stomped on it, that would send her flying back into the cage, right? But there's no hole in the fabric. So I don't know. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stopped, I guess. I didn't see it. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. One was right under Tenko, and the other one was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. So I'm doing Jack's the killer. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it pretty soon because I'm so tired. Come on, think. Think faster, Suichi. I don't even know what I'm looking for. What was the question? What happened when the loose floorboards get stepped on? Not an E. It's an S. E. S-E. E again? Yes. Not a W. It's an seesaw? Seesaw what though? Not an S. Maybe it's an E? It's an E! E-A? Okay. F. Okay, it's effect. Hey! We did it.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yep.
Yeah? A seesaw?
Uh-huh.
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage.
Yep.
Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece,
Launch.
the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
Yeah.
A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, can I? No. I
Her
can't.
whole body lifted up?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
Bring her body closer to the cage where she can be stabbed.
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
On top, right?
That's it!
Yes. Okay.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
And that is where we're gonna save the game. Because hopefully I can remember what's going on from that dialogue. Once it'll load. Okay. Should I yep. Finally saving over stuff. I'm gonna have to remember to have the right file next time. Anyway, that is it for today's stream. I have streamed an hour and a half longer than I intended to. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to bed. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you later. Bye.